Good afternoon, guys. How are you guys doing? Well, the lag was very short. That's cool. All seems to be going well, despite of the weird camera effect there. Let's see if I can try to fix that without breaking the streaming. Let's test. 1, 2, 3. Probably the audio was muted. Video is paused broadcast only mic audio, so you guys should be able to hear me here. Oh, nice, that's good. So while you guys see this blue screen with the pause, I can work on some settings and the streaming is not dropping, which is cool. Now I just need to go back to the right game so nothing breaks, and let's check the camera now. So what I've done is I have put a little bit less the level of the chroma key effect, and it looks like it's a little bit better, less shaking than before. I think I'm happy with that. Cool. Yeah, so I did, I think in the last streaming I tried transparency, so I just put a level 2 of transparency, so if you watch the past streaming you will see that you can see the background a little bit more, but it was not chroma key. And with the chroma key on the PS5 webcam, HD webcam, it's not that great because you really need like natural light, very good light. And if you stream in the evening, usually I don't think that effect works so well. So I'm keen to try it now in the evenings as well to see if this chroma key works. But let's see, look here. Now you can see the edges there of my camera. You can see the edges here. Yeah, you can see the edges there. Pretty cool. Yeah, but now it's in the afternoon and there is plenty of light outside, which is helping a lot with the camera, and it's look really cool. I really like that. It would be really nice if we could get a setup like this in the evening as well. Cool. Now I've been in the past 2 streamings trying to set up my team, looking at the setups, figuring out things, how it works, and we will continue. Now, as I have a few minutes, let's see how long we can do it, because my little one is doing a nap right now, and I have a day off from work, so we managed to jump here a little bit to say hi and continue with my team setup and see if we can progress with that. Cool, so I think we are all good to go. I'll just check here as well on my phone. So if you guys are watching that later or watching the video later, let me know what you think about the camera. If you guys like this chroma key effect, yeah, if that looks nice. My voice is a little bit hoarse as I got a little bit sick. My little one was in a crash for 2 days and already got like a cold over there, and that has affected me. So hopefully I have tested already, doing COVID test and everything, no COVID. We are all good. It's just a normal bug, normal cold throat infection, which we are treating. We are managing, not feeling much pain, but just the voice is a little bit hoarse and it's a little bit difficult to speak sometimes. Cool. I think I am happy with that. I'm gonna just do a quick share on my Twitter. No fancy thing, no fancy today. Nothing fancy, just a straight share from Twitch itself, and I'm gonna send here on the chat right now all my pages. If you guys want to check it out later and subscribe, I have my Twitter, my YouTube channel, TikTok and Instagram channel that I make some funny videos sometimes, so you guys can check it out there. Okay, she's sleeping but she's coughing time to time, so let's get going. Let's see how long we can manage this streaming sound. Wow, the lag is very short, I'm quite impressed. Now, sounding good right now. Impressive. The lag is not so much at the moment. That's great. So my team, where we are. Let's go to main menu. Aha, it's when they get this white background is when it messes up a lot. But when it's a little bit more like a darker background, it looks much better. And it's not helping that I'm wearing a blue shirt as well. I should wear a different color blue shirt. Cool, so carrier. What I will do then is delete this one. My team played. So delete. We'll create a brand new one now. And my team. We want a full season, so you have the options for 23 races, 16, 10. So we go to full season, and then instead of using the recommended settings, we go to custom settings. The assist bling is added with everything turned off. The carry settings, that's when it gets tricky. So as it's my first season on the game, I'm gonna leave here default, low and off. So that seems to be good for season. Rules and flags on regular pack firmware. Rest of the weekend once the car leaves the garage for the first time. Ah no, this is good to change. So you go at the end of that season. So basically the park firmware rules, right? When you go out for the practice and you do some changes in the car, You can't do any more changes after the practice for qualifying or going to the race, but it's good. So if you're playing and you feel like, okay, there is not enough downforce or if the car is too loose, so it's just a game, having fun, learning, so it's good for us to experiment and have this tune up so you can change still the setup on the car if you feel like it's gonna improve and gonna make it better. And the camera is quite funny with this white background. It's doable, it's not too bad, so let's go. So back from off. Simulation settings. AI is on easy at the moment, so I think we can grow it to medium. So let's put it on the edge of medium. Yeah, 59. I don't think I'm ready for hard yet. Yeah, let's put it on 60. Beginning of the hard, realistic. This is all good. Collision, pit lane temperature, tire temperature on. Manual. So flashback limited, flashback limit. So at the moment it's unlimited. And my flashback on the lower. New scale depending on the type of length of each session. So this one is always tricky because I feel that it's good to go and not have a flashback if you don't stake. This is it. But as well it can be a lot and starts to, every time you do a mistake you're gonna try to correct it. Changes to the setting during the season do not take effect until starting or entering the next season during a weekend. So I think you still can change it after. So low, medium or high, unlimited. So let's put it low. I don't think we can completely turn that off. Race starts. Probably there is a place to turn that off. I just don't know where. So unlimited, high, low. I think that's a good setup. And weather and time of the day. So perfect or approximate. So this is better just keep it perfect. So if they say that's gonna be raining, it's gonna rain. If it's otherwise it can be too messy if it's kind of approximate. Still these are first season, so let's not put too much difficulties. Weekend structure. Practice format full, qualifying format full, session length short, that would be like 5 laps, then 25%, 50% and 100%. I think we can increase from 5 laps to 25%. That's an improvement from what we had. We put in more qualifying format with Q1, Q2 and Q3. It's gonna be fun. And practice format full. So now I think I just need to confirm the settings. Is it confirmed? I think so. And we're gonna use my team icons. So with time, when you get more money, we can invite those drivers to our team. start carry with selected options.
First things first, let's create your driver.
I miss what he said there, but put some volume here on my headset. Now, what's going on? Okay, cool. Avatar, select category, avatar, right. Those are the avatars we have. So that's the end, and that's the beginning. So you're gonna see some of the names here, no names. And then it comes to the normal avatars. Let's try not put the ones with beards and mustache. Usually I don't have these things, don't have mustache and beards. I think the closest is this little guy here. Not so sure, but yeah, it's less beard, less mustache. I think this one can work. Right, so avatar on country and region. I'm going for Brazil. Then name, first name is going to be Marcelo. Last name is going to be Nogueira. My initials then is M and S. Then audio name, I will put the O'Neills, my Irish friends. Here we go. Then driver number is gonna be my birthday number. And we can
And now let's focus on your driver's look.
Clothing, helmet. We have Ricciardo, Russell, Jackson, Deluxe. I'm inclined just to pick Deluxe. It's quite cool, this Deluxe design. Kind of like it. Let's go with the Deluxe. And the suit. That's the thing, we don't have the Ricciardo suit, which would be nice to have everything the same, or the Russo, so it kind of get messy. Because I like the Deluxe suit, but if I put a different helmet, like this for example, let's see, because I like the gloves from Ricciardo. Let's see how it looks like. Here we go. It's very colorful. It's very, very colorful. I don't know what I think. What do you guys think? Yeah, let's leave it straight. We can always change. Character poses. Those are the poses we have there. Let's go to do it to them. victory. Okay, this is fine. Victory radio call. That was on fire. I need a moment. Ooh, yeah. That was on fire.
Okay,
Advance.
boss. Let's get this team up and running. The first thing we need to do is register a team name and bring in some important partners.
Yep. I will do it now. Just gonna put some more in the kettle. And team
First,
details.
enter a team name.
So team name is going to be I think it's going to be Marcelo Nog Team or Marcelo Nog Force, something those lines, or Marcelo Nog Academy. What do you guys think? I think it's going to be Marcelo Nog Force. Marcelo Nog Force is huge. Ugh. Yeah, this effect is kind of funny when it's with the white background. It doesn't seem to work so well a lot with the white background there. Marcelo Nog Force or Marcelo Nog Team. Yeah, team could work, huh? Marcelo Nog Team.
Now, let's choose our primary sponsor for this season.
Let's get a sponsor. What's that? Confirm settings.
Some sponsors offer a larger signing bonus up front. Some offer more weekly income. The better we perform, the more our level will go up as the team gains more acclaim. Doing this will increase the income from our sponsors.
Okay, so how does it work? How does it work? Goal bonus and weekly income increase with each team acclaim. So right, there is the target there. Complete a full season. Finish 10th or better. 15 constructor. Other team achieve 2 points. So here it's tricky. We need to continue scrolling to the right so you see more options. Finish 8th. 5 constructors championship points in a season. How are you gonna do that? Alright, 5 constructors championship points, okay. As a team achieve 5 points finishes during a season. And 25 constructors championship points in a season. And this is the one that gives more, so I need to earn 25 constructors championship point in a season. I think I can do that. Goal bonus 4.7 million. The weekly income is 257, so it pays better. Okay, so goal bonus and weekly income increase with each team acclaim. So let's get this one.
Our chassis won't be going anywhere fast without a power unit. So let's sign one of those now.
Console. So let's assign the power unit.
Obviously, the greater the performance and durability, the better. But be careful about spending all our cash. We are going to have people and facilities to invest in as well. Power unit suppliers will also provide upgrades throughout the season free of charge.
Nice, so upgrades throughout the season without charge. Now I've noticed that with this engine, Mercedes engine, the durability is not so good, so it gives there's more issues. But the performance is great. Now this has good durability and performance. It's not that bad, it's just one below Honda. So which one should we pick? Which one should we get, guys? Check if everything is okay here. Yeah, maybe I can play with that later. There's some settings that are not available. Login with Twitch, what's new? So I think if I get a subscriber now, I'll get a chime or sound. Something's gonna happen here. I use something else. I use OBS. No, I use something else. Playtest alert. Let's see if anything's gonna come up here. No, I don't think so. Test alert played. Yeah, I don't think with PS5 it's easy to manage those sounds for subscription and stuff that happens on the screen. Cool, let's go back to the engine's performance. Honda is cheaper, but durability it's a bit better than Mercedes. Ferrari. Cannot spend the whole money on the engine. So which one? How much we have in total? What worries me about the Mercedes engine is the issues with the things that breaks, but it's as well that.
Let's sign a teammate.
But it forces me as well to learn how to do the updates and make sure to keep an eye on the engine status and how to switch components and things like that. So it could be a good thing as well to learn. Contract cost is 2,900, signing bonus 5,200. So let's see now.
Here are the drivers. Look at their stats and pick someone you think can get us good results, as long as we can afford them. We renew contracts periodically, so you'll have plenty of chances to sign someone else should the need arise.
I'm gonna...
Looks like we can afford this power unit supplier and teammate. Go ahead and confirm if you're happy.
Yeah, so... Let's
Create
confirm.
Delivery will be running this season. We can add more sponsors to the cars we sign them throughout the year. And don't worry, we can edit our look at any time from HQ.
Okie dokie. Free stream alerts. Easy and free stream notification for follows, blah 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 blah. Add to my channel, build an extension. It is added. It is already added, but I don't think it works well with PlayStation. Is installed. Sound alert, pre-stream, latest followers, Streamlabs, Twitch, everything seems to be active. So yeah, just need to get someone to follow and see if it works. Because I don't think we can test. Yeah, let's here. Settings. Too complicated. Let's configurator. Nah. Nah, too complicated now. Let's go to the library. Yeah, that is our Deluxe library. Sponsor decals, not compatible. Personal stickers, not compatible.
Last but not least, we need to consider our brand, our badge and team colors.
Okay, brand, badge and team color. So this is a background. Yep, nice. Yep. This or that. Simple, done, emblems. And we change to this one, I think. No, not gonna go down. There's so many probably. Yeah, just leave a simple like this. Cool. This one's nice. Done. Save and exit. Now colors. I think this one we change to some type of purple. Yeah.
Great, that's everything we need. You can go back and edit anything we've done so far, and we'll come back here at the start of each season. But if you're ready to go, hit advance to head to Team HQ, and we can start our push to the top of Formula 1.
Cool. And I think that's it, guys. We have set up my team for the season 1, for the first season. You get more familiar now with the options, and as far, as soon as you start to get better and better in the game, you can start to play with those other settings.
Hello folks, and welcome to this, a very special edition of Paddock Pass. As you can see, there's no pit lane behind me, and as you can hear, no roar of engines, and that's because they've set me free from the F1 paddock to escape here to the countryside and to the headquarters of Formula One's newest team. Now, it's not every day we get to pull back the curtain and look behind the scenes at an F1 team. Rarer still that we get to talk not only to the team owner, but also the team's lead driver. But what makes this place extra special is that the owner and lead driver are one and the same person. Now, it's been an interesting 12 months, and we all know a number of the regulation changes which were due to come into effect this year have been delayed until next. Some, though, are still seeing the light of day, amongst them the all-important budget cap, which gives some of the smaller teams a little further down the order, potentially, the opportunity to compete with the bigger teams. Good for them, but great for us as viewers. But what does our new team owner think about these new rules? Do they see them as a challenge, a hurdle that needs to be overcome? Perhaps they see them as an opportunity to disrupt the status quo, a chance to come out swinging and to carve their name into Formula One history. Well, I had the opportunity to ask them these very questions just earlier today, and here's what they had to say. Well, first of all, thanks so much for inviting us here today. It's been wonderful to see behind the scenes. As you might expect, I've got about 1 million questions, so let's jump straight in. It's been a long time since we last saw a team owner take their own car onto the track, and the sport's changed enormously in the intervening years. How are you going to handle the responsibilities of both managing and driving for a Formula One team?
This isn't just about me, this is about my team, and I'm behind them 100%. Together, we are unstoppable.
Let's talk about your teammate. Now, it's clear they're excited to have signed with you, but tell me, what is it that you think they bring to the team?
The skill set really suits our team.
So you've obviously been putting a lot of work into the car. I know it's early days, but how do you expect it to feel out there?
Making the car as responsive as possible was one of our main goals. This is going to give us the edge going into corners.
Most of the other teams can boast years of experience in Formula One. Where do you see the opportunities to make those vital performance gains you need to put you within reach of the other cars?
Full load are the key to reducing the weight of the car.
Ultimately, your success this season is going to come down to whether you can take positions from the other drivers. What is it about your car that's going to give you that edge in those battles?
Power, light car, strength testing. This or this one. Rigorous stress testing means we can avoid grid penalties and failures. This is very important.
And
Durability.
Finally, with so many specialist departments working together here at your headquarters.
Our durability again. You have to bang on that.
Thank you so much for your time. Been wonderful to
Especially
get
with
from you,
our
and of course to
engine,
see around
that
the
it
headquarters.
is not
Thank
so
you for
great in
today.
durability
Really
in this
appreciate it,
game.
and thank you all at home for watching as
For
well.
Mercedes.
We'll see you very soon.
See you very soon. And this is it. I think all the setup for my team is complete. Like livery, the badge, the name of the team, the sponsor. So we still have how much? 1.7 million there. And the name of the team is Marcel Log Team. And that's the livery. That's the Deluxe livery. And the assists, no assists, and full weekend, full qualifying, 25% race. And as we get better, we can increase those things and put things in and on and off. I think on the last stream we have gone through some of the options we see here as well. So this is the overview. Then facilities, you have all the aerodynamics, chassis, personnel, R&D. So our team's there, Marcel Log team in purple. Then we have here some things added already according to the answers we gave to the guy there. So everything looking green and fitted, so good, no laps. So corporate, no sponsors, everything's locked. Standings, so we'll be here, 22, Marcelo Nogueira, Marcelo Log team, that is us. I think I'm really happy with these settings. Let's check overview activities, car reveal, then I have the messages from Ben, the new car is Mel, IT department, facility upgrades. Then let's go to facilities, R&D in progress, no data, progress history, no data, good, so vehicle, gearbox, weekend tire location. So those are the tires, return to overview, corporate, contracts, and then here we have the me and my colleague driver that I picked. I could afford him. Corporate and driver market. So when we have how much? 12 million, we can afford Ayrton Senna, so we'll be able to buy him for our team. But with the money we have at the moment, we can't afford no one. Just with Yuki Tsunoda for 1.2, and then this guy's here below. Pedro Piquet, Dragonovic. That's all we can afford, so not gonna spend. Can we change? I'm not sure if we can change. I think we can. So finances. Message power unit deal, driver contract negotiations, finance history, customizations, car livery, clothing, badges, driver profile, team colors, change team name. So here's where you can change the team name, driver profile, all the avatar, country, region name, all that stuff you can change here. So here's where you go to do everything related to the driver. I think I'm okay with that, good with that. For us to start, standings, season results, everybody 0, no trophies, rivals, no rivals yet. I know that some stage we will set rivalry. That's me. Oh, my settings there, as you guys can see. Drivers Championship, Constructor, Pole Position, everything on 0. Here we go, here we go. So as we have finished set up the team, now it's just go to the practice and things. I don't know how much we can do there, so let me just play around a little bit more with this camera. I'm going to increase the value again to see if it makes it a little better with the white background, because it's very weird with this white background there. So you guys will be able to continue to listen to me, but the image is gonna go to the blue pause image. So now I'm going to the capture and broadcasts, camera, and then I'm going to now increase the levels or put low the levels. So let's try to increase. I put it now almost 60%. Let's go back and go back to the game. Oh wow, it's horrible. I think you guys can see it already. Yeah, it's there already. My t-shirt is all white. I should have put a different color t-shirt. So let's change the return to view. Let's advance here. Oh, look how here now is part of the game. My chest. Yeah, because of my t-shirt, I think the better option, for example, if you wearing the same t-shirt as the same color as your back screen, like green or blue, then it's better go to camera and then put the levels lower. So the level now is completely low. Another thing also, let's test this first. So let's see with the level completely low. Go back to the game and there we go. So that is with the level all low. It's not too bad because my t-shirt is blue. So the background I have a blue, can see a little bit here on this side, but in general it's not that bad. So if you're wearing, if there with all those imaging things happening, so that's doable there. And let's do one last test with the camera. This is chroma key. So there is something called, let's go to capture and broadcasts, camera. Let's change the clipping mask to auto key and see how does it look like on the streaming. Oh, that is strange. It kind of creates an edge around me. Oh, look at this. Yeah. Oh, when I put my hand there, it starts to open. It starts to open that edge, and then if I remove my hand, it closes down again. Yeah, closes down. So I think if I move my head here, it's gonna try to move around with it. Yeah, this is an interesting effect available as well on the PS5 HD camera. So you can watch again later and decide what is nicer for your game. So let me just do a little play with the settings. Broadcasts, camera. So depth, edges. Let's see, remove. Whoa, put the edges even bigger. Cutting my face. Depth. Okay. Then it opens there. This gets very dark. Gonna put it for you guys to see soon. Open. Yeah, something like this. Let's see if it's gonna cut half of my face now. Here we go. So I increased the settings there, it cuts half of my face there. My face. Very strong. This one's not a cool one. So let's just take that off. Camera, clipping mask edges. Let's put this bigger. That's it. And let's go back to our chroma key. Make our camera now a little bit larger. And now I'm using a larger. It's strange. I have a feeling that the square is the same size, but it just got me closer, like kind of zoomed in a little bit, which is strange. I used the setting small, and then I used the setting medium. So the square here seems to be the same, but it just zoomed on me more, which is weird. It's a bug, I think. That's not what's supposed to happen. Let's go to the car review. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, 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 bam. Cool. The car review is done. Let me go back to my camera setting, make it smaller again. Capture and broadcast, camera size from medium. Yeah, that's definitely a bug. Instead of make it bigger, it just zoomed on me more. Oh, I know what's happening. Because it's streaming already, so this changes. It doesn't take effect properly when you are already streaming. So probably I'll need to finish the stream, change the size of my camera from small to medium, and then it would show bigger here. But because I think it's a bug, yeah, if you do it during the stream while you are streaming, as you guys saw, it just zoomed on me instead of instead of making everything bigger. So the square here was the same size, but it just zoomed me closer. Cool. So overview activities. Now we have reviewed the car. We have the Grand Prix weekend on the 25th. Anything else here? Bahrain Grand Prix. Messages, no messages, facilities. As far as I know, everything is still the same. Just go to activities, calendar. Can I select this out of your activities? No, I cannot select from here. So advance time. And that is it. Go to weekend, go to race weekend, go to title location. And I think it's right on time because my little one seems to be waking up bit by bit.
Welcome to your workstation. It should have everything you need to track development throughout the season. I'm Ben. Anything R&D, I'm the person to talk to. Oh, and it's tradition for the team to go out for a bite to eat at the end of the race weekend, if you're interested. Do well, and it's all on me.
Ah, thank you, man. I definitely will go enjoy a bite to eat. Let's check our workstation. That's how it looks like on the Formula 1 2021. Practice 1, 2 and 3, qualifying is going to be full, and the race is going to be 14 laps. This is 25% of the race. Session length medium, practice format full. So you still can change that here. Ah, interesting. So you still can do some changes here. I wanna see, it would be nice to see after you start for the second race if you still can change those settings. Cool. Go to the next session, practice 1. You have a message. Ben, welcome. Tutorials. Can preview. Developments completed. Front down force gearbox. Turbo quality. Nice. Weather forecast. The new car smell. Haha. Cool. So let's just see if we can bring the car for a little stroll and see how it sounds, how it looks like.
Hey boss, this is Jeff. Just wanted to say thanks for trusting me as your race engineer. I won't let you down. The car is ready to go, but it's brand new of course, so there may be a few issues here and there. We'll be keeping a close eye on all the data.
Thanks, Jeff. So I have to remember my engineer name is Jeff, and with the background dark, look how nice it is. It looks really neat, really cool when you have a darker background, the chroma key effect. The problem is when you have a lighter background there, then it messes up a little bit. Pre-practice session. We have checked those things out already. So we have a race strategy for management qualifying pace. I feel like it's missing something. There's the hards. Let's just get the car out for a stroll. But I don't see the track acclimatization yet available. Let's just go with this one. Medium, start, drive out.
Okay, the track is green right now, so take a few laps to get the tyres up to temperature. Try and feel your way around.
Haha, look at those gloves. What do you guys think? Do you guys like those gloves? Just do a quick pause here and just waking up. Nice. Already locking up there. It's just trolling. It's just trolling. Some lockups. Got to change it in some settings here as well. Front brake bias 58, differential 75. Check, let's check. So we put the flashbacks low, so let's see how. It's still there. I have flashbacks there. There's some X2, no idea what that means. X2. Maybe you have only 2 attempts. Let's continue. Yeah, the globes, those globes are not that bad. It calls quite of an attention there when moving. Let's see the tires, temperature 89. But the tires are a bit more warm. Before I do any changes. That doesn't work. The radio doesn't work on the PS5. Clean sector. No, has not been clean. Oh, where that crack came from? So let's do a quick change here to the front bias. Let's put this to 55. It's reducing the lockups a little bit more now already. Let's test it here. Oh yeah, much more. I accepted much more my brake there. DRS is
that was no good. We need you to improve on that.
cool. That little change helped. So we can change this as well, put it to 80% differential a little bit. Little tweaks on the car. Yeah, it helped to avoid a little bit of spin when I turn it fast and use the throttle. No rotation now. We still have a little bit of brake, so the hello, welcome to the channel. We just set it up my team, and I'm just testing out a little bit the car, and we're gonna continue with the full practice and qualifying the next stream. Let's do a test on the brake hit again. Oh, you see, a much less lockup. So sometimes you just do a quick tweak there on the front brake bias and differential, and it helps to reduce the lockup depending on the track. And that was completely off anyway. So okay, this is it. That was really cool. I'm really happy that I managed to finish the setup for my team today. Last stream was not possible, and we will be able to continue on the next stream from this point with the funny camera. Thanks for coming, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channels, and see you next time. Bye.